Hey everybody, this is a creative video that I decided to start a new series. So this is called PhD's Perks and their ranking. In this episode, everything is A tier. This is the contemporary ranking list. So it's not necessarily in any chronological order. All of this is A tier. So far, I haven't developed any S tier for this. And I have some real life accounts of noticing these things, but anyways, I'll get on to the video, like why these things are like this. So English, what if a person got a PhD in English, presumably from a Western university, the perk that they would get, that they would attain, it would essentially, I haven't made any S tier, so this is the highest rank. And of all the contemporary things that I have understood up to now that people desire. So, and again, not in any order. They're all tied at A tier at the top of the class. It's A plus tier, I would even say. At this point in the game stage, we've gotten to A plus tier. I should add the A plus, but you get it. With my sympathy and enhanced storytelling, which is marketable. So, a person, layman's who don't have PhDs wouldn't know that this is anything out of the ordinary, and people don't necessarily have to let you know that they have this PhD. They wouldn't really brag about it because that's what they're marketing. They could probably be writers of a script, or it would just help them in life as, sympathy to understanding others' emotions, and it's just useful. You can get what you want, or you can make people like you, or just kind of make the world a better place by understanding if somebody's sad, if somebody's happy, if somebody's angry. It's just enhanced understanding of emotions as well as the marketability part. So that is why it is A tier. As money making is very important these days, understandably with a lot of people. So moving on. The second one on the list, sociology. Another very popular one. Not necessarily that it's popular, but desirable, I think would be a more accurate word. So sociology, and that's like desirable at A tier, so like the best perks. Sociology's perk would be knowing how to make people say yes very effectively. So agreeability would be the magic of PhD in sociology. Not necessarily my choice. I would personally pick English, maybe physics as well would be pretty cool. Agriculture, chemistry, sociology, and philosophy are obviously probably the last on I would personally, but for me, so sociology. But they are, however, A tier regardless. This is across like all people and like consensus. But how to make people say yes can just be easy, and it would be hard to detect that this is any magic. Again, there's probably some agreement that the word can't get out. You can't be too obvious with it, right? And so there's some novelability, nobility to it, right? So how to make people say yes? Why is that important? Going to work just makes your day at work easier. Everybody's agreeing with you in life. You can get what you want, and that just makes you happy. And in general, it's just living life on easy mode, essentially, in the greater scheme of things. Not necessarily as marketable as English, where you can just like sit behind a veil, essentially. Sociology, you'd have to put your face out there at the very least to say, okay, moving on from that. Physics. So if anybody's ever played BOTW, well, you would know what that acronym is if you've played it. Link stops time for like about 5 seconds, but it's only on enemies. So I guess the person with a PhD in physics would get the perk of temporary stopping time. I guess he would consider them their enemies, or sure. So, but this is essentially A tier as well because it's so good. It will help you do so many things. You can, just to name a few, you can stop time on yourself. Maybe if that is possible, you would essentially be able to live like 100 years or 200 years because you would stop time 5 seconds. So you never aged 5 seconds. You could do that like all night, as opposed to another person who was just aging all night, right? In there. So, and if somebody was trying to steal from them, you can stop them for 5 seconds. You know, I'm sure it's not like spammable. Maybe it has like some cooldown like in the game, but maybe, right? Again, they would have to be like hard to detect. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will agree that that's pretty good, even if it's only 5 seconds, like, and you have to like not be obvious with it, or else the freaking magician police will be on your tail or something, right? So anyways, moving on. I think that one is really cool though. I mean, definitely, if I could only pick 3 out of them, and this one was one of them, it probably definitely be contender. Regardless, it makes A+ tier. Well, A tier, as there's no S tier right now. So, the best of the best only made it to this list, episode 1. Philosophy, their ability for their perk for PhD would be shape-shifting and teleportation. And this is the one that I have like most real-life accounts of. It's pretty cool. I mean, seeing the people who got this perk, they essentially can be somebody else if their identity was not convenient for a job, for example. You know, like they can just be somebody else, like who's younger or more relatable, like just more better looking, you know, and get the job. Essentially, teleportation is pretty good because yeah, it's just really good. Just get it. It saves a lot of energy. You know, energy is important. Having to walk around is quite energy consumptive. You know, you can get out of sticky situations with that, which is also amazing. I mean, I guess physics would be good too if you're like working with the police, not necessarily as a police, but you can arrest the person for 5 seconds, and so anyway, making apprehensions would be a lot easier. But yeah, we were on philosophy, so right. You can make like a make-believe person. You can be that person, and the real you is actually there, but nobody would know. So you're essentially hiding in plain sight, and you also have the ability to escape or approach, right? If you wanted to be on the aggressive. So again, it made A tier. Consensus, like this is what everybody desires. Okay. Chemistry, although like it's not like everybody would just simply desire it and get it. It's not that easy. Physics is probably on the harder side for that perk. Philosophy is probably on the easier side for that perk, right? So, and so on and so forth. Chemistry, this one sounds like the most make-believe, I think. Philosophy kind of makes sense, it's philosophy, but chemistry, making potions with certain benefits. Now the benefits, it's like ... like they could just go on what potion would you make? You can make any potion, right? Like they probably have to make like at least 1 potion, and that would be their perk. Like they showed that they made a like they didn't get any perk, they just showed that they could do it. It's like, okay, you earned your title. But maybe there could be like 5 potions out there, 10 potions. So what can be like an example of a potion that I really believe to, maybe like, just, you know, giving you energy or something, right? Like, I mean, it would be like really niche things, like you just simply get the ingredients, make a potion, and you're good to go. Like, instead of like doing what we do, like, just thinking logically of how to go around doing things, there could be like a shortcut for this perk, which is why it made A tier. I mean, it's quite complicated. I'd put it in like near with physics of how hard it is to get this one. I mean, you'd have to know like what issue, and then the potion for that issue. So, anyways, agriculture is the last one that. I mean, it's pretty good if you're into medicine and stuff, and like, and just living like, I mean, oh, that's why I made E tier, and it's really desirable. A lot of people just want to take the shortcut, and they'll know like which shortcut. Well, that's another. So there's like two steps, right? Wanting to take a shortcut and then knowing which shortcut to use, which is the best thing to do, and all of that stuff's in there. So agriculture is learning dietary science to the level of a mage. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is basically a person, is it also made 8 tier, by the way, and it's not necessarily in any chronological order, but they would, sort of like chemistry, but they wouldn't need any like hard to attain, any particular, very, very particular like ingredients. It could just be like, oh, I need a little bit more energy, I need a little bit more strength. What is the exact food? Like, is it like 3 eggs? You know what I mean? Like, you could just get like 5 carrots, and exactly what that does. I mean, you could, like, a lot of greedy people like go for this one. Could be inferred. Like, just eat an apple, that will make your waist this, or you know, you just eat some spinach. If you want to do like some trades work and you're good to go. Like, agriculture is very versatile. So it's probably the most versatile. You could literally work in any field. You could do it, so many things. It just goes on forever. Like, you just get any food, you know exactly what it's going to do. You're essentially a mage. Like, your understanding of the universe is just so good at that point. I can drink this bottle of Coke here and tell you exactly how many calories, how much grams of sugar, sort of like that. How much caffeine is in there, what exactly, like, how many minutes of caffeine and sugar will that get me to where, accomplishing, you know, some type of goal, right? So yeah, guys and girls, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. It's kind of a new series that I'm doing. If this video gets really big, I could totally see myself doing an episode 2. Maybe S tier's in there by that time, but this is the contemporary ranking list. Here's the date there, you can see. It's the date. Oh, there's the time too, right? Perfect time. So yeah, these are the most sought after perks that people will go for in their PhDs. And they all made A tier, the best tier possible in today's, you know, world that we're living in. If you guys believe in magic, shout out to you, and I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.